of water, a tiny toy, a tap on the app you open every day. Behind those ordinary things are families so rich they can tilt China's economy and nudge your choices without you ever seeing their faces. Who turned a daily sip into a tens of billions empire? Whose algorithm decides what makes you laugh tonight and could vanish with one line of US law? WeChat is everywhere, but who cashes in every time you pay, order, or ride? EV batteries are small, but they're the heart of a power struggle. Who controls that heartbeat? And that cheap electric car? It's a weapon in a price war shaking an entire industry. Don't overlook the pocket-sized craze either. How did a cute collectible outmuscle global brands? Money moves. Power shifts. Some families are rising, others are one headline away from a fall. You're on Hidden Billionaire. Hey, welcome if you're new. If this kind of deep dive into secret empires is your thing, tap subscribe, hit the bell, and tell us in the comments which dynasty we should unmask next. Let's open the first door. A family that turned plain water into pure power. Born in 1954 in Hangzhou, Zhong Shanshan dropped out of school during the Cultural Revolution. Before becoming a billionaire, he worked as a farmer, a construction worker, and even a newspaper reporter. In '96, he founded Nongfu Spring, a bottled water brand that would later become a household name across China. The big break came in 1999 when Nongfu decided to keep natural minerals in its water instead of filtering everything out like competitors did. That small but smart decision set the brand apart and helped it dominate the market. By 2012, Nongfu Spring had become the best-selling bottled water in the country. Zhong didn't stop there. He also became the majority shareholder of Beijing Wantai Biological Pharmacy, a pharmaceutical company best known for its test kits. During the pandemic, Wantai played a major role in boosting his net worth. 2021, Zhong's fortune reached nearly 95 billion, making him the richest person in Asia. 2024, his wealth dropped to around 62 to 64 billion, though he's still ranked as China's wealthiest. 2025. Today, his net worth sits at about $56 billion. He has since been overtaken by Zhang Yiming of ByteDance, but Zhang remains one of China's most powerful business figures. Zhang is married to Liu Xiaoping and has 3 children. Several of his in-laws and even his sister hold shares in Nongfu. Each became a billionaire in their own right after the company went public. In that sense, his success turned the entire extended family into one of China's wealthiest clans. Business circles often call him the lone wolf. He avoids the spotlight, stays away from politics, and rarely appears at business gatherings. Even at the height of his fame, Zhong Shanshan kept a low profile, focusing only on his companies. The Zhong family shows how one man's persistence in a single smart idea can turn into a fortune worth tens of billions. From selling mushrooms and working construction to building Nongfu Spring into a national brand, Zhong not only reshaped his own life, but also elevated his entire family into the ranks of China's richest. Coming up, the algorithm empire that decides what you see before you do. The feed feels random. It isn't. It's a tailored buffet built by people you'll never meet, led from the start by Zhang Yiming. Zhang Yiming, born April 1, 1983 in Longye, Fujian, China, was raised by parents who worked as civil servants. He studied software engineering and built ByteDance from scratch. In 2012, Zhang co-founded ByteDance and helped develop both Toutiao, a news app, and Douyin, known globally as TikTok. Today, he's one of China's richest people, worth roughly $58 billion. He didn't chase friends or social graphs. He chased patterns, what you hover on, what you skip, how long you pause. Then he trained a machine to serve you more of that and less of everything else. No likes needed, no comments required, just you and the loop. He stepped down as CEO in 2021, but remains a key figure and holds over 50% of the voting control at the company. ByteDance has grown fast. In 2024, it pulled in around $55 billion in revenue. Its products include TikTok, CapCut, Lemon8, Lark, Buzz Video, and more. ByteDance's core strength lies in its recommendation algorithms, which serve up personalized content. This powers tools like Douyin, TikTok, and Toutiao. The company's ecosystem effectively bridges creators and advertisers, fueling rapid engagement and ad revenue. But it's not all smooth sailing. ByteDance is facing growing legal pressure in the US, where lawmakers wanted to sell off TikTok's US operations. Despite that, it's still privately valued at over $330 billion, showing strong confidence from insiders, especially through share buybacks. The family's power lives in math. You don't see it, but you feel it every time your thumb forgets to stop. But there is another machine, older, wider, everywhere in China. It holds your chat history, your bank card, your doctor appointment, your taxi ride. It belongs to a different family, one that prefers soft power and a very long view. When people talk about China's digital economy, it's hard not to mention Ma Huateng, better known as Pony Ma. He's the quiet billionaire behind Tencent, the tech conglomerate that built WeChat and shaped how nearly 1 billion people in China live, work, and communicate every day. Ma Huateng was born in 1971 in Shantou, Guangdong. His father worked as a port manager, and his upbringing was far from the glamorous life many imagine for billionaires. Ma studied computer science at Shanshan University and took a job at a telecom company after graduation. In 1998, along with a few partners, he co-founded Tencent. Their first big hit was QQ, an instant messaging tool that took off among young internet users in the late 1990s. But the real game changer came later, in 2011, when Tencent launched WeChat Weixin. To call WeChat a messaging app would be underselling it. In China, it's more like a digital operating system for daily life. People chat, pay bills, order food, shop, play games, book doctor appointments, and even file taxes inside the app. For many, WeChat is the internet. That's why Tencent is more than just a tech company. It's part of the digital infrastructure of modern China. And Ma Huateng, though reserved in public, has been central to making it happen. Tencent isn't just WeChat, it's one of the world's largest gaming companies with stakes in Riot Games, Epic Games, and Supercell. It runs Tencent Cloud, one of China's leading cloud providers, and it invests heavily in fintech, digital media, and entertainment. This broad portfolio makes Tencent a kind of tech holding company, with WeChat as its crown jewel. Pony Ma isn't as outspoken as Jack Ma or as globally visible as Zhang Yiming, but that's exactly why he's lasted. By staying quiet, focused, and pragmatic, he's turned Tencent into a company that touches almost every aspect of China's digital life. For the Ma family, wealth and influence are already secure. The bigger question is what comes next. Can Tencent's push into AI keep it ahead of the curve, both at home and globally? If the past 2 decades are any guide, Pony Ma's super app and AI bets will keep the company at the center of China's digital economy for years to come. The next is the family that mastered evergreen games, and why their slow approach beats hype cycles. A quiet rise from engineer to billionaire, Ding Lei, also known as William Ding, was born in October 1971 in Fenghua, Ningbo, Zhejiang. He graduated with a degree in communications engineering from the University of Electronic Science and Technology of China. After working as an engineer for Sibasi, he founded NetEase in 1997. The company started as an internet portal offering email and services, but it was gaming that transformed it into a powerhouse. NetEase learned a simple rule: a stable game beats a viral one. It invests in worlds, not flashes. It listens to guilds, not just charts. When a title sticks, NetEase feeds it. Events, expansions, esports, partnerships. Players don't try it, they live there. Recent estimates place Ding's net worth at about $44.05 billion. Bloomberg's Billionaires Index, meanwhile, pegged it at $38.9 billion as of May 2025. Either way, he's among China's richest and a key figure in gaming. NetEase stands out by building and nurturing long-lasting, high-quality game IPs. Instead of chasing short-term hits, the company bets on titles that keep players engaged for years. It also collaborates with international developers, like Blizzard, to bring globally beloved games back to China. In 2024, NetEase renewed its license to republish Blizzard titles like World of Warcraft, Hearthstone, and others. Around the same time, the firm signed a broader deal with Microsoft's gaming wing to explore bringing NetEase games to Xbox platforms. Beyond that, NetEase is extending its reach. It formed a joint venture with Sandsoft Games to publish in the fast-growing MENA region, a smart move that spreads risk and access to new markets. Smart strategy during the slowdown. When growth slowed and competition sharpened, including from Tencent and MaHoyo, NetEase responded. In early 2025, Ding restructured, cutting underperforming studios and laying off staff to sharpen the focus on high-revenue, evergreen titles. That includes successful games like Eggy Party and Marvel Rivals. The latter reportedly earned over $200 million and drew 40 million users after launching in late 2024. Next, phones that turned into cars, cars that turned into weapons, and the family fighting with price tags. Lei Jun is best known as the founder of Xiaomi, the smartphone maker that grew from a budget brand into a global player. Born in 1969 in Hubei, he studied computer science at Wuhan University before starting his first ventures. In 2010, he launched Xiaomi with the idea of making high-quality smartphones at fair prices. As of 2025, Lei Jun's fortune is estimated at around 42 billion, placing him among China's richest tech founders. Xiaomi's three pillar. Under Lei Jun's leadership, Xiaomi isn't just a phone company anymore. He calls the strategy Phone X AIoT X EV. AIoT, artificial intelligence plus Internet of Things, has expanded into smart TVs, wearables, and home devices. EVs, electric vehicles, are the newest push, marking Xiaomi's entry into the auto market. This three-engine approach spreads risk and keeps growth steady even when one segment slows. The boldest move so far is Xiaomi's electric car. In 2024, Lei Jun revealed the company's first model, aiming to compete head-to-head with Tesla and BYD. Pre-orders quickly flooded in, showing strong demand. The launch helped Xiaomi's quarterly revenue jump and fueled talk of a new price-performance war in China's premium mainstream EV segment. Lei Jun keeps his family life private, but he's known as a hands-on founder. Beyond Xiaomi, he has invested in dozens of Chinese startups through Shunwei Capital, helping shape the country's broader tech scene. Xiaomi's focus on phones, smart devices, and EVs reflects Lei Jun's belief that hardware plus software plus services can build a lasting ecosystem. With a strong base in smartphones and IoT and a promising start in electric vehicles, the Lei family's fortune is now tied to whether Xiaomi can succeed in one of the toughest markets of all. Robin Zeng, whose Chinese name is Zeng Yuqun, grew up in a modest farming family in Ningde, Fujian province during the Cultural Revolution. He studied naval architecture at Shanghai Jiaotong University and later earned a PhD in physics. Later, he co-founded Amperex Technology Limited, ATL, in 1999, which initially made lithium polymer batteries for gadgets like iPhones. In 2011, he spun off ATL's EV battery division into CATL, Contemporary Amperex Technology Company, and steered the company to global leadership. As of mid-2025, his net worth is estimated in the ballpark of 40 billion, though figures vary. Some sources say 39 billion, others list it closer to 46 billion. CATL is the world's largest EV and energy storage battery maker, commanding around 38% of the global market in 2025. The company mastered the cell-to-pack method, cutting parts, boosting energy density, and raising production efficiency. It holds strategic investments across the supply chain, mines in China, Congo, and Indonesia, securing materials like cobalt. In May 2025, CATL listed on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, raising over $5 billion, the largest global IPO of the year. Listing proceeds are fueling big moves: a gigafactory in Hungary, a joint venture with Stellantis in Zaragoza, Spain in partnerships with BMW, Volkswagen, Tesla, and others. Research and development is ramping up, with cutting-edge battery systems like solid-state energy storage, sodium-ion cells, and high-performance industrial storage. He Xiangjian was born in 1942 in Shunde, Foshan, Guangdong. In 1968, together with 23 villagers, he started making bottle caps in a small workshop. That was the seed of Midea, which later grew into one of China's largest appliance and air conditioning companies. He stepped down from daily management in 2012, but remains a major shareholder and an influential figure. Bloomberg estimated his fortune at around 28.8 billion, which once placed him among the world's top 60 billionaires. He is married and has 3 children. His son, He Xiangjian, took part in management and served on Midea's board until stepping down in 2024. Midea, still the cash cow. Midea keeps strong margins through its core businesses: home appliances, and HVAC systems. The company invests heavily in automation and robotics. In 2016, it acquired KUKA, a German robotics firm, and Toshiba home appliance, boosting its global footprint. International expansion has been steady, with R&D centers in North America since 2018 and factories across Southeast Asia, the Middle East, and Latin America. Its long-term strategy is framed as smart home plus HVAC plus industrial robots. This helps Medea diversify revenue and reduce reliance on the domestic appliance cycle. Jack Ma Yun, born in 1964 in Hangzhou, is the co-founder of Alibaba Group. He started as an English teacher and built Alibaba into one of China's biggest tech companies before stepping down from active leadership. As of September 1st, 2025, his net worth is estimated at 28.3 billion. In March 2023, Alibaba shifted away from being one giant conglomerate and broke itself into 6 independent business units under the 1+6+N model. This plan reorganized the group into separate entities such as Cloud Intelligence, Taobao and Tmall, Logistics, Cainiao, Local Services, International Commerce, and Digital Media. Each unit now has its own CEO and board, with the ability to raise funds or even go public independently. Jack Ma reportedly helped engineer this restructure during talks with then CEO Daniel Zhang while traveling abroad. What changed and why? Alibaba wanted to move from a rigid corporate giant into a group of more agile, startup-like businesses. This structure helps them respond faster to market changes and focus on executing plans in their areas. Alibaba is pouring into cloud and AI. The cloud division saw 26% year-over-year revenue growth, or 4.7 billion in the quarter, ending June 30th, 2025. AI-related services made up more than 20% of that. The company plans to invest over $50 billion in cloud and AI infrastructure. This includes building new data centers in Southeast Asia and launching AI hubs to support developers and businesses across the region. Alibaba has developed its own AI chip, positioning itself to reduce dependence on foreign suppliers amid global tech tensions. Despite some e-commerce setbacks, Alibaba's restructuring and AI-driven strategy have renewed investor confidence. The flexibility allowed by the 1+6+N model means each unit can adapt and grow at its own pace. Cloud and AI are clearly the new engines, while Alibaba continues trimming costs and defending its position in the competitive Chinese tech landscape. If you've seen a line outside a tiny store with pastel shelves, you've seen this playbook. A blind box, a character with lore, a community that trades and flexes. Ning didn't just sell toys, he sold membership. Ning, born in 1987, is the founder, chairman, and CEO of PopMart, a collectible toy company based in Beijing founded in 2010. He studied advertising and later earned both an MBA and EMBA from top Chinese universities. As of mid-2025, his net worth is estimated between $22.7 billion and $26.5 billion, making him one of China's youngest billionaires and placing him among the country's top 10 richest. What makes PopMart tick? PopMart built its brand on a unique model, IPX retail experience, X collector community. It creates original characters like Labubu, Molly, Demu, and Skull Panda, sells them via blind box surprises, and nurtures a loyal fan base. Repeat buying and community buzz keep demand strong. Labubu, in particular, has gone viral, with its quirky design, celebrity endorsements, and social media hype, turning into a cultural phenomenon. PopMart went public in Hong Kong in 2020 and quickly grew from a boutique in Beijing to an IP powerhouse with over 50 million members by late 2024. It now has over 130 overseas stores and nearly 3,600 vending robo-shops across 18-plus countries, with physical and online sales roughly split 50-50. The Labubu boom and international surge. In the first half of 2020, PopMart's net profits soared nearly 400%, and revenue jumped over 200%, driven by global demand and especially strong overseas margins. They're on track for 20 billion yuan in 2025 revenue, with a stretch goal of 30 billion, possible given the current growth trends. PopMart is pushing international expansion aggressively, with 10 new stores planned in the US this year and growing interest in the Middle East, Central Europe, and Latin America. A mini Labubu phone charm has also been launched to expand the character's appeal beyond traditional toys. Wang Chuanfu is the co-founder, chairman, and CEO of BYD, a deeply integrated automotive and battery group based in Shenzhen. Founded in 1995 initially as a battery maker, BYD has grown into one of the world's most significant electric vehicle manufacturers. Wang's fortune today is estimated at around 27 billion. Deep vertical integration. BYD builds its own batteries, motors, electronics, and cars. That gives it a powerful cost advantage and tight control over margins. Scale for scale's sake, BYD is now the world's biggest maker of plug-in EVs and hybrids. In 2020, it produced over 4.3 million vehicles and 155.7 GWh of batteries, leading the industry with supply chain depth and production muscle. In Q2 2025, BYD's net profit plunged nearly 30% to 6.36 billion yuan, $890 million, marking its first quarterly decline in years. The cause? Fierce price battles in China's domestic EV market and regulatory pressure to pay suppliers faster. Sales rose 14% year over year, hitting around 201 billion yuan in revenue. But profit margins are squeezed amid aggressive discounting and cost pressures. On the bright side, BYD's exports are surging. Its overseas EV and PHEV sales doubled in the first 7 months of 2025, including production of its own cargo fleet and manufacturing facilities in Hungary, Turkey, Brazil, and beyond. It even overtook Tesla in European EV deliveries in May 2025. You drink a bottle, you tap an icon, you watch a clip, you pick a toy, you buy a fan, you hail a ride. Each action drops a coin in a bucket you don't see. Distribution kills indie brands without a shelf. Algorithms bury creators without a fit. Payment rails favor services with the right partner. Batteries favor automakers with the right chemistry. Cloud favors businesses with the right discounts and credits. Families design these lanes. They decide what's easy. Humans follow easily. Money follows humans. By the time you notice, the new default is the old monopoly. So the richest families don't need you to love them. They need you to forget them. They hide their habits in infrastructure, in the seams between apps. That is not an accident. That is strategy. The list changes. The pattern doesn't. Own the habit, own the rails, own the cost curve. Do those three, and you can survive policy shocks, price wars, and shiny new rivals. Some families will fade, a scandal, a rule amiss. Others will harden into institutions the way utilities did a century ago. If you want to know who's next, don't watch the press releases. Watch the defaults on your phone, the price at the charger, the line outside a small store with a cartoon on the window. That's where the real ranking lives. At Hidden Billionaire channel, if you want more quiet stories about loud money, subscribe and tell us which dynasty to unmask next. See you in the next one.